Hello, everyone. My name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. So, what are we doing today? Today, we're going to be working on Project Tactics Flagbearer. We're going to be trying to update some things. Again, last time we managed to get through a decent amount. We managed to get through pretty much the first major part of it, get some things sorted out, and right now, our goal is to wrap combat up today. Overall, it's once actually. Well, we need to get this combat. Oh god. Oh gosh. My tum-tums. So pretty much our job, our goal today is to power our way through combat. The final thing that I want to get to today, the ultimate goal, is I want to get through to just kind of rip and tear through a majority of this. Like it's going to be a lot of, we're going to go through a lot of stuff, but those lot of stuff are like this. It's like, let's see, I want to try to get down to about page, about here, about to weapons. Once I hit weapons, I'm pretty confident, but a lot of this is not actually, this looks like a lot, it really isn't. That's the, tragic thing about the entire endeavor. It's really not that much. So, one of the things that we do have basic space distance for close distance knife fight, For knife fighting, pretty much between captains. This is the big thing for this section. It's between captains. And captain fighting. Half of me wants to convert it straight to... Because the thing is, I already have this section, so why don't I just change it to that? And actually, because I am a smart boy, and I can't escape this game at this point, I already have written this system up, so I may as well do it right here. I also got some different background music today. I now have another thing to cycle through. Got some good old piano tunes. Well, more accurately, this is Emilio Watson's piano BGM. Why? Because I just find it. I find these. It's like an hour and a half long. Even though I think it just loops, but I actually kind of like this piano theme. It's very nice. So what I need to do is I need to go here, and then I actually... Alright, opening that up. I don't need to do that. What am I doing? Notepad, please do your fucking job correctly. I need to open you up. Yeah, Guy is so massive that it does take a second to open up at this point. There's so much shit in it. Yeah, fun fact, don't try to open up like a dozen different things. What are you even? Are you literally just every single... I think you are. Okay, you're all going away. So what I need to do here is I need to go right here. What I can do is take that, and put you right here. I don't need this image anymore. Do we have anything else? Yeah. I just need this. Okay, you can go away now. Alright, so if I can actually click the right button. Are you even formatted correctly? What the hell? Yeah, something ain't right here. Where is that button? Where's the page button? Where's the edit page button? I can never find it where I need it. Because it's not where you think it is. It's not in the page. It's not in the like format button. No, it's somewhere. Page setup. There we go. Yeah, it's that's in landscape. That's what's it. There we go. It's like, what the hell's going on? Something is broken. Okay, so and actually, so we want to do when the captains engage in a pitched battle. Actually, let's see. Actually, what I can do... Yeah. Well, actually, if I cut this aspect, if I go up here, what I can do is I can cut this entire section. I can cut the entirety. If I cut the entirety of space distance, what I can do is that it's going to go all the way down here. Then go to the battlefield and you. Each squad can move a series of units equal to their core. Okay. What we can do is during this section, we can actually add in what a small scale and large scale combat would look like. So we don't We don't actually need you anymore. So this entire section is just gone now. I don't need it. Am I even really using elemental abilities? I don't really think I am. So why do I have this? I have it because my friend made it and I want to use it in everything I do. So, yeah. No. Go away. Don't need you. Don't hesitate to cut things, kids. Always remember that. It's... As a game designer, you want to keep everything, because everything you write is cool, awesome, and wonderful. It's okay to cut things. It's okay to kill your darling sometimes, and that's half the process, is taking something that you know maybe doesn't work fully, or you aren't really using, and cut it off. And dangling mechanics, not strangling mechanics. So that's a very different set of mechanics. Dangling mechanics don't help you. They don't help the players. They don't help the game master. They don't help anyone. Get rid of them. And the elemental combat, that was kind of dangling, to be honest. So there'll be tons Captain force themselves into conflict without their squad at their back. Captains have entered skirmish combat. That reminds me of skirmish combat. Each character rolls 1d10 to determine their initiative value. And this determines when the captain is going to act in the round, unless one party is ambushed in entrenched position, in which case the attackers and defenders respectively would act first. Each character's turn is 6 seconds in time, while every action committed is referred to as the round. Actually, every action committed by each character, by each combatant. Now, this isn't heavily detailed, but doesn't really need to be detailed. So, characters goes in attack. Goes in for an attack against an opponent, rolling an opposed check to determine whether it hits or not. Melee strikes are that versus that. Range are that versus that, and that. Yeah. Pretty much all the attacks are is against something else. With the primary, loop being melee people are usually going to be better against rangers and mages. Mages are going to be able to blast melee people. Rangers are going to be able to pick off magic people. That's the usual thing, actually. Why didn't you get changed? Defender's Core. Yeah, it's Defender's Core. Yeah, coordination. So, let's see. 2d10 maneuver. Take the maneuver until rolling and oppose. Oh, yeah. Maneuver is effectively any action. Actually, we can cut that. Is any action not necessarily stated by the rules to occur, such as kicking an opponent off a ledge, soldier bashing them against a wall, or swinging merrily from a chandelier to a flowing strike downward. Rolling an opposed check to determine the effects. If the maneuver is able to do damage, characters add their tactics. It would be add attack to the damage instead of strength or dex. Strength or coordination. Refocus takes a breather. Reroll their initiative with an extra d10. Reposition. Character actively attempts to change their position by shoving their way out of a situation, moving up to three spaces. Actually, we want to do up to 6 spaces, because if we assume each space is about 5 feet, that would be about 30 feet. So actually, no, we want to do 15. 15 feet's relatively... Because... Okay, now, this is called... Fun fact, kids, this is called Game Design 101. It's, sometimes, you need to be able to visualize it. So, if I'm standing here, let's say a foot is about my foot. So I can do about 1, 2... If I'm taking a good stride, like a good stride for me is about 2-3 feet. Like a decent stride. So I could be able to take about 5 steps. Okay, so let me 1 moment here. Yes, I'm literally taking my headset off just to do this correctly. All right, yeah, that's a decent amount of space, because I like at 15 feet, I wouldn't be able to hit someone from where I was standing. But if I had a spear, I'd be able to poke them if they got close. But with a sword, they'd have to be closer for me to, like, stab them in the face with. And if I were to make, like, a dedicated run, like I'm huffing it, I could, in that amount of time, in those amount of steps, probably haul ass all the way outside my apartment into the hallway. Pretty easily. Cool. Okay. Give me one moment. Yep. Damn. Got my hair in my eyes. So, say when it's trying initiative value. So actually, we can do a captain. A captain can actually at the start. So at the start or end of their action, the captain may make a, let's see, we want to do 40 feet. 40 feet would be pretty reliable. So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That would be 8 spaces, roughly. What do we want to do? You know, I think 8. I'll make it 8. 8 space move. 8 space move. Because, again, these are slightly different. Like, spaces for this combat's going to be about 5. And if they're about 5, that means they're about 1.5 meters. So, roughly speaking, if space is about 1.5 meters, it would be about 4 meters. No, it would be, what am I talking about? It would be 8, about 12 meters. I'm doing my math right in my head. Am I doing my okay. It's called rapid fire math, and I'm really bad at rapid fire. Yeah, I am right. I'm really bad at, like, just really quick maths. I can usually see things just like, okay, you know, this. Usually when it's like, when I have to look at things differently, things get a little bit messy. This is why I actually had really big problems in school with when it comes to, like, story questions. Remember story questions? Where it's like little Timmy's on 35th Avenue and he has to go to 6th Avenue and, like, how long it's going to take him. I always got fucked up with those. They messed me up so badly. What the hell? People are posting things they shouldn't. Begone, Coomers. I wouldn't say I'm say so, but attack against an opponent within. Actually, we should do within range. Rolling an opposed check determined if it hits or not. Hits. Maneuver does a thing. Refocus. Add that. Cool. Warfare and conflict. Soldiers. Okay. When engaging other warbands in the field. Actually, okay. When the drums of war sound, the warband will take to the field. As the captains gather their squads for combat. Actually, as warband conflicts are determined not only by numbers, but tactics and morale. Whoever breaks first. Actually, whoever holds the long, whoever can hold the line the longest will emerge will emerge victorious. There we go. I know what I was trying to say here doesn't work. Notepad a year ago was a very silly man. Let's see. When Warbands clash, each captain rolls 1d10 plus their squad's coordination. So, plus their squad's coordination to determine their initial place in the starting initiative. From there, in ascending order, the captains will place their units on the battlefield in their respective areas of choice. Okay, so when warbands clash, each captain rolls a 1d10 plus their squad's coordination to determine initiative. From there, in ascending order. Actually, from there, do we want to do? I know. From there, in descending order, the captains have a choice to place their unit, to place their squad, or wait. Or wait. Let's see. It has a choice to place their squad or wait. When the captain waits, they are placed on the reverse initiative. They're placed on the reverse order. Let's see. Actually, from there, in descending order, the captains have a choice to place their squad. Now, when captains wait, they are placed on the reverse order. When it reaches 0, all captains who have not placed in ascending order will then place. Will then place their squad. So the intent here is, let's say we have squad 1, squad 2, and squad 3, and then we'll say enemy squad, enemy 1, enemy 2, enemy 3. So if we say squad 1 got initiated, let's say they got int, 12, int 10, int 6, they got int 8, int 8, and int 4, what would occur is, from the top, squad 1 is going to get the option of whether or not they want to place. They are allowed to place their unit initially. Whatever they want to put there, they can put themselves down there. This has a benefit and a drawback. The benefit is I've claimed the field immediately. I am in a good position. I've taken the hill immediately. We're in there. We've seized the initiative. On the bad side is the enemy can now see where you're placing your guys. It's kind of the idea of like, we've claimed the hill, but we've lost the element of surprise. They know exactly where we are. But let's say he places. So places. Squad 2, he waits. He's not gonna place his thing down, and our guy here he's gonna wait. Which then goes to the enemy. Actually, this would technically be the correct way of places, and then he places. All the enemies place right away. Then it would go in ascending order. So it would be, these guys have to place first, and then squad 2 places. So it would be like, oh, well, we automatically have to place. That does mean if you have a low initiative, you kind of lose the benefit of either side. You're going to be kind of placing immediately or not. Especially if you're at the bottom of the list, you're placing then. Your initiative 0 is you're placing automatically. So it's not really a benefit either direction if you want to play certain, like if you get a low initiative, you still have a low initiative. Like you are fundamentally just not acting or where you want to go. Oh. Give me 1 second, gotta fix that up. I always hate when this thing doesn't update quickly. But probably someone just got banned. Yeah, the weird amount of people have been like getting banned on Twitch. It's actually kind of weird, but eh. Okay, so that should work. You know, ascending order will be placed. Well, we'll then place their squads. Let's see. The battlefield will contain various deployment areas. Will contain. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to put that point down. That's going to be kind of a you choice there, GM man. You're kind of making the choice there of like, hey, you could place anywhere on the like anywhere on like this half of the battlefield you can deploy. So that's actually not a bad thing to put down. The battlefield will often be deployed. Let's see. The battlefield will often be deployed. Actually, we'll have deployment zones for both sides. To put their squads in. Well, actually, what we can do is deployment zones put their squads in. Period. During the initial, we'll say during initial deployment. How do we want to say that? During rapid deployment. Actually, so first off, rapid deployment. Deployment in which, in descending order, the captains have a choice of play. During rapid deployment, there may be more options available to place the squad in. Than during standard deployment. When Captain Wade saved the place are placed on the standard deployment list, which who have not placed their squads in ascending initiative order. Will then place their squad. There may be more options placed. Okay, there we are. Because if we do that, that gives the GM a little bit more room to maneuver, allowing them to kind of have some special moments and allow them to do some cool things if they feel like it. We can also use that idea as you are manipulating and you're kind of scouting ahead. You are doing things to benefit yourself. So, special deployment. Let's see. So what I can do is we can do scouting phase. Actually, we'll do scout it out. the warband has successfully scouted out the location and has chosen their fight in it. They are allowed to deploy. Actually, let me see, to deploy in the rapid deployment areas, regardless of standard deployment. So pretty much with the idea of you scout it out, you're able to put yourself in a more advantageous position. You are setting yourself up. You're like, haha, here I am. We've seized the initiative. We're a little bit more forward. I want to actually replace that picture probably. Let me see, is there any other unique situations that can occur here? Let's see, so we can probably do... Naval Invasion. If the warband is... Actually, no, that could be... We'll just call that an invasion. If the warband has broken into a location, or has invaded from, or has moved into the map from a choke point, then they are... How do I want to word this? If the warband has broken into a location or has moved into the map from a choke point, only one squad at a time may be deployed every round. But the idea is like you're kind of funneling in, which can be kind of devastating if you don't do that right. So do that right. Don't die, please. What would be some other good ones? I'm trying to think of like unique combat scenarios from games I've played before, and oh, I know. Night fight. Warband has engaged in a night battle. All forces deploy privately. And reveal it to the game master after. Actually, to the war master. Do we call them the war master in this game? You think I'd remember these things? I rarely do. Yeah, I just call it a game master. Reveal it to the game master. Let's see, all squads deploy privately. Yeah, you pretty much don't tell anyone where you're actually deploying and reveal it to the game master. All squads are considered concealed. Yeah, night fights are unfun. Let's say I don't really need to worry about... bridge battles, because that's just going to be a situation on the battlefield. What would be some other unique deployment situations? Something has happened, and we are in a situation where we need to pretty much deploy ourselves, because we're going to fucking die if we don't. Oh, I know, we can probably put in, No. I think these two should do. A few more options. Not an extensive amount of them, but we don't really need an extensive amount of options. Because these are, well, special deployments. These are special situations. These aren't going to be happening 24/7 without your input. There will be a good reason these occur sometimes, So orders, maneuver, and tactics. Orders, general objectives of squads, and our general objectives of the squad in general. Once an order is given, the squad will carry it out until it's either cancelled or overridden by another order. So, squad goes on the offensive, attacks another squad within range. Because actually, once given, actually, no. Because the idea is that you can put out an order and then forget it. These are fire and forget. It's the idea of like, yeah, hold fast. Like the entire thing is like you're just holding. Or force march. Like you're not attacking anyone. You are literally just marching your ass off. You're rushing to where you need to go. Like we just want to retreat. Like all these different things can be applied pretty consistently. Let's see. +3 movements around during until they reach their destination. During this time, they are considered exposed. Actually, do I call these? This is going to be fun. I did not forget to add movement. It's just down below. Let's see. They reroll their recess. All members of the squad restore 1 health. Yeah. So refocusing is pretty much you're taking turns to sit on your ass and do nothing. Like you are kind of building, you're kind of building it up. Actually, let's see, and we should say, actually, they may reroll initiative with an extra d10. So you have the option, like refocusing is for healing, or you can reroll your initiative. But don't stick with refocusing, please, because if you keep refocusing, it's you sitting on your butt. And you will die. Exposed is no joke, kids. Let's see, retreat. Squad makes a dedicated effort to flee the battlefield and regroup elsewhere. We don't need elemental. Charge against the enemy moving instead of units. Turn my squad's core score. Because if we do their core score, maybe we can add their strength plus core. Because I'm scared that if they have low coordination, you're going to get, like, your melee units can't charge. So actually, that's not a bad idea. We'll do strength plus core. So you can just make a blind-ass charge across the field. But the idea being that you are charging across the field, potentially into a kill box. That should work. What do we do? Or core? No, I think strength plus core. I think that's the right option. Actually, It's always that, like, nagging feeling at the back of... Always that nagging feeling at the back of your head. Like, something isn't right. Yeah, no, it'd be strength. Strength would be the right option. Strength with score at the end of the charge. The unit doubles their strength for their melee assault. So, Duel Captain of the squad issues a challenge to the opposing captain. If they accept, they will. Maybe focus. Skirmish, they ignore attributes of the squad during this time. If a captain refuses the challenge, they must make a morale check to keep the squad in order. There we go. Because we don't really think that should work. You have that option. You're fighting in a skirmish fight. You pretty much bring it down. We're going at it. As if they were in a skirmish, but cannot lead their squad. So that's one of the advantages. It might be pertinent to duel someone stronger than you just to make sure they can't actually fight you. But dueling is also dangerous because you aren't controlling your squad either. And you could also get your face chopped off, which is a very real possibility. Let's see. Target a member of the enemy squad on their next hit. All damage is focused on the single member of the target squad. These attacks can often lead into other orders or assistant actions performed by the squad. And then on the next attack, all damage is focused on a single member of the target squad. Only... Fighting retreats. Make a dedicated effort, fall back, moving core -1 unit away. Making a final melee assault on the enemy. If they fail the melee assault, does not move. That's pretty much your attack of opportunity right there. You know, it's kind of like a reverse attack of opportunity. These maneuvers often require an attribute check with the squad. This failing in that maneuver does not occur. Form. Some maneuvers require certain conditions to be met. Conditions, more conditions. Horrified. Oh, criminal terrible dread. Since we're using D10s mostly, I'm just going to do D5. Outnumbered. So what would be some good options for a squad of soldiers currently fighting in a situation? Like, you are in the fight, you are currently struggling, what's going on? What do you want to say? I think because we got things like Horrified, we have Last Stand, we have Being Outnumbered. Unprepared for the attack. They attack, they reduce their damage by their toughness. Actually, they do not. Okay, they do not reduce the damage by their toughness. So I was like, wait a second. Oh no, that's not how it's supposed to go. So, I think having... Actually, we can do... I'm trying to think of, like, things that could occur to the squad while in a battle. What would potentially occur? Oh, Horrified, Exposed, Last Stand, Outnumbered. I'm trying to think of, like, Total War terms, even. When in doubt, we Google it. Total War conditions. What would be troop specs? Status. There we go. That's what. No, not. Oh my god. State troops. State troops. Soldier status? Some of these are a lot easier said than done, mostly just because of these ones. Welcome to Warhammer Total War, which completely made my life miserable when trying to find anything. Oh, I know what we can do. Oh, someone's pinging me. Why are people pinging? Oh, wow, look, everybody. It's the goddamn Trader's Cave. Because, of course, the Trader's Cave keeps pinging people with completely pointless things. God bless traders. That disaster area in a nutshell. Okay, here's what we can do. We can do deadened. Deadened. The squad has entered. The squad has become deadened. Unable to bring out their. Unable to use any of their magical abilities. And from there, we can actually say. Actually, we can do fatigued. Fatigued. And the squad is terribly fatigued. Actually, the squad is. We'll say the squad is tired. They take any maneuvers is any maneuver. Any maneuver is at a -3. It's just going to get harder to do things. Fun fact, and actually we can actually do one above that. What would be I'm tired, like I'm fatigued? What would be the fun, like what would be the one above fatigued? God damn people, why do you people keep tinging? God damn it, Pilkins. God damn it, Pilkins. You goober. We've got goobers here. There we go. Let me shill Varric's game real fast. What would I... Because if I'm tired, that's that. What would be above tired? What's, like, the final evolution of tired? So, fatigue. Fatigue tiers. Very... Exhausted. That's what we can do. I'm a genius. Truly. Exhausted. The squad is completely exhausted. Any maneuver is at a -8. You aren't Actually, we'll do -6. You are not succeeding at maneuvers when you are exhausted because that's just not working. Because your guys are just not doing too hot. So what we can do... revelrous. Just a fun word. And is Phil. Actually, the squad has had their fill and is ready for a fight. All maneuvers are at +3. Just kind of the idea is that you guys are completely ready to go. Like, you are ready to fight, you are ready to kill. I guess I could throw in like something like bloodthirsty. Would that be appropriate? That'd be appropriate. I think I can add bloodthirsty. The squad is ready to kill. They gain +3 damage. Actually, no. They gain plus 1d10 damage, but cannot perform maneuvers. Maneuvers or retreat. So you're pretty much hampering yourself a little bit there with the idea of like, oh, wait a second. My guys want to kill everything and not listen to me. Oh, no. Each squad can move a series unit equal to their core plus 1. Actually, I'm curious. During a fight, strength, losers, toughness. So if we do core plus toughness, I mean, no, that wouldn't work. Unless we just do it like a solid, like, just a solid amount. I think that wouldn't be too remiss. So, say captain or squad is considered to be that. Just give me 1 second. I need to add in. Okay, a captain can move 6 units. 6 units on a skirmish field. Actually, in a skirmish battle. While a warband can move. We'll say actually, with 6 units. Because the rough comparison was that a unit was about an acre. It was about an acre of land of you hiking through. Because roughly an acre is to put it in the context for the Europeans in the chat, this is an acre. It's about a little over halfway about 60% of a soccer pitch. Like, you can move across this like relatively easy with a squad. That's what I was thinking of. But this would be composed of many skirmish battles, because it's individual people versus little squads of men moving around and clashing in them. Because they're not actually that huge. Like, they're not supposed to be huge. And it was really hard to find something that extensive, but I think that could work. So if we do that, each warband can move three units in a warband battle, in a warfare battle. And that's one of the benefits of having cavalry, because if you have cavalry, that means you can move more because you have people on literal horses, which turns out is pretty valuable when you need to move. Just remember that always. Horses are useful. Okay, so 3 units of warfare battle. So that means force marches are actually pretty useful because you're moving 6 now, and most fights are going to be that. So yeah, no, that works. You can move 6 units in a skirmish. Yeah. So if we do that, battlefield is composed section. Each unit has a terrain type, deadly terrain, example terrain. Cavalry can't enter that terrain type, deadly terrain. It must become a maneuver or tactic. They take double damage for every round they are stuck in there. So we can actually... What I can do, actually, I can make two new map. I'll make a new map, actually, because I'll make a new map and I'll put it adjacent to this one. I'll put it right next to it with the idea of one of these hexes is about an acre. Yeah, it's about battlefield sizes. 15 by 15. But you can also take a section over here. Then you can also put another thing right over here, which is kind of more personal combat, which is taking place inside one of these hexes, which is you and a few guys fighting over like a small section. But we have to bring it out a little bit, so that should work as planned. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Actually, battlefield side, I enjoy hex-based combat, more freely maneuver around enemies and such, but I understand square-based combat is quite popular, so I'm deliberately not making a judgment call how dimensions of each unit should be. Simply the rough size. But large enough for a soldier to die on. Roughly speaking, a small map should be around 15 by 15 acres, for the 20 by 20, all the way to about 30. 10 squares can comfortably fit inside it. Squads can comfortably fit inside the same. So yeah, that should work. Like, it gets a little bit messy when you have to deal with that size and with that many people. Because when you're at that point, people are looking at each other and it's like, how do you properly scale that? And the answer is, you don't. You don't scale it because fights are weird. There's no consistent way of doing anything. So veterancy and heroics, be able to call themselves captains and troops. Capturing a battlefield feature, capturing an enemy captain, destroying a squad, each troop alive at the end. Routing a squad, successfully dueling a rival captain. Successfully fleeing the battlefield. Yes, you're going to be able to get some by just virtue of surviving. That's always important to me. Surviving the battle, successful maneuvers completed. Squads and actually, do we want to do? No, we'll change this to. So if we do that, I'm trying to I need to put you above here. Put you here, put you up here. Scrap this, delete row. Captains gain experience participating in his battle, and then we can actually slap an image like right over here. Yeah, we can probably slap an image right here. It'd be a little bit janky, but it should work. Captain advancements. Yeah, here we go. Captain's gains advancements. Oh, God. Why did I call them advancements? Notepad, why are you the way that you are? So. Captain gain, the captain, as the captain increases their experience on the field, they will be able to increase the rank of one of their classes. They'll increase the rank of one of their classes by 1 by spending their experience on an advancement. Each advancement, let's see, each advancement in a class grants the captain an option between 2 doctrines for that class, granting them Granting, let's see, granting them access to new maneuvers, tactics, and upgrades for their units to recruit. And higher tier units to recruit. Recruit should their own perish. Actually, finally, every rank a captain advances. Every rank a captain advances. Actually, every advancement. Finally, every advancement allows the captain to increase any attribute by +1. Yeah, we do that. Every captain, increase it by 1. A little bit clarified just to make things a little bit nicer, rather than just being a weird block of text, because a year ago, Notepad was an idiot and didn't know how to sometimes typed things, make things sound right, but they rarely were right. Because I'm a clown. Honk honk. Ugh, it's probably my nose. I can smell it. Not smell it, but I can feel it. It's coming. I'm gonna sneeze and it's gonna hurt. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So technically, if you want to hit 6/6 with both classes, you're going to need 70 experience. Actually, no, you would need, because this is... Actually, by spending their experience on an advancement, this is non-cumulative. Non-cumulative as non-cumulative so this is non-cumulative, forcing the captain to spend spending their experience on an advancement. Okay, yeah, no, that's right. Because me and my friends were actually having a debate on another game about cumulative experience points, and there was a lot of ambiguity in the book we were reading, because currently I'm actually in a campaign with my friend GMing actually, and it is a flying swordsman game. I've been enjoying it. It's fun. Like, flying swordsman is actually a pretty fun kind of more wuxia OSR game. The parts in that rulebook are really janky sometimes, though. There are some points in that book where I'm reading it and I'm like, this isn't quite what I think you're going for, but there's a lot of weird interpretations and like side rules inside side rules, so it's kind of messy in some aspects. So let's see, if I want to do full advancement on both my classes, so it'd be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So this would, so in total we are looking at more, so 5, 9, 14, 20, so 270 experience to level up both your classes up to level 6. So that's, yeah, that adds up pretty well. Pretty brutal, but I want it to be that way. So hammer and anvil tactic, I like all the so let's see, squads charges forward, and that's already engaged with another friendly squad. Charges. The Night Squad charges. The Night Squad can move at half speed for the hold fast, rounded down. So if you're moving at half speed, that means you can move at... You move 2, but in case you get any bonuses. Move their way through the enemy formation, emerges 1d6. Okay, let's see, outnumbered but not outmatched. Pretty much the two doctrines are, the knight gets war and armor. It's, how do I want to be really defensive? I want to fucking kill you. And they can actually get some pretty nasty ones. Things like precise strike, I should say. Skirmish combat. Yeah, precise strikes gives you a +4. just raw and damage, but you don't really get anything else. You'll just be able to cut a bitch. I get. It can easily smack an opponent with his weapon to stun them momentarily. Although the knight's allies gain +2 attack, +2 to attack the stunned opponent. Single squad dealing double damage if they do. Doubling the damage they do to them for a single. Doubling the damage of a melee assault. Must be engaged with the enemy. A meticulous act while is enabled to shoot the +1 damage resistance to their armor. So if they are wearing armor, they are getting a bonus. Cool, choo-choo. That's exactly what I want to do. Keep moving. A squad are able to move during a refocus order. A swamp of swords. Keeping the enemy troops locked down in conflict, not allowing them to retreat or use any maneuvers to force them out of an engagement. Yeah, Swamp of Swords is actually pretty nasty. But half of me wants to change that to tactics. Yeah, half of me wants to change that to a tactic, actually, instead of maneuver. I think that's, yeah, no, I think that's right. Pretty much you are just bogging them down. You aren't really allowing them to do anything. You are just making sure they aren't moving. Once per battle, instantly succeed at any maneuver or make an order. The Warlord wickets attacks. The outnumbered condition. Yeah, no, Warlord Knight's pretty awful. Like, because you can do, if you want to be a disgusting character in any skirmish combat, you go Doctrine of War and then immediately get the Rites of Heroics, because you will never be able to actually get killed in fights. You will be able to shred people. Just jack up your stats. You are a monster in the battlefield. But that's the entire point. And to heat a battle, all allies get +2 for the round. Killing strike, dives into the enemy troop instantly. Dives onto an enemy trooper. Moves the squad in any direction that may make a move. Squad cannot be engaged in combat or under ranged fire. Cut this aspect. You cannot be engaged. So this idea is like you cannot be engaged in combat. Pretty much if you're in a fight, you're not going to work it. But this one is you can make that and pretty much double your movement almost by virtue of just doing something really quickly, especially if you kind of combine it with different tactics and you tactically reposition into an enemy. Or, hey, you can reposition and then make a move to allow you to quickly reposition yourself. Living to fight another day. Does not suffer damage on the retreat order. Yeah, run away. Glory to the first man to die. Without fighting. Critical condition fights at full strength. However, any damage applied to critical troops is fatal. Utilitarian versus combat. Utilitarian. Yeah, you can do some. Not micro. I don't know why I put micro with some of these. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Yeah, skirmish / duels. Corpus Mentes. Scuderos Bellator. Again, +2 damage with Righteous Fury. Divine Savior. God save my people. The bishop has divine intervention in the battle. On a success, all the bishop's squad restore 2d10 health each, and all critical troopers restore 1d10 and no longer considered critical. Can be used once per battle. Pretty much, if you score a 20 on your attunement score, congratulations, you can literally save your entire squad from death. Burn in Hell, condemn a member of the opposing squad. All damage against the assigned to that squad member is doubled. And yes, the thing is, this does in fact count for the focus fire command, so you can immediately get a bitch. So Fervor of Zeal, they enter a critical condition. Bishop squad, so Fervor of Zeal, they may not die it, but render an enemy squad member in the critical condition. The Knave, Blood in, Blood out. Pretty standard. The ultimate technique. Stables the opposing captain for a turn. This squad is considered exposed during this time. Can be used once per squad engagement. Yeah. Yes. Technically, this is kicking the enemy captain in the dick. That is the ultimate technique. That is your ultimate, like, level 6, top of the tier. You spent a lot of experience points getting here as the Knave. Is that you've learned to kick someone in the dick really hard. And if you do that, they're not only considered exposed, but they're also unable to actually do anything. So all of their stats are heavily reduced. You become the ultimate utilitarian because you can disable that for any squad captain. Doesn't matter who you are. Oh no, it's a raging orc. What do? Kick him in the dick. Oh no, it's a golem ready to kill us all. Kick him in the dick. Use the ultimate technique and disable them, and then that means your friend can really do damage, including a knight, for example, who can use hammer and anvil and just double all their damage and immediately kill you. Let's see, they get extra 2 units. They gain an extra 2 units of movement. I think that's pretty fair. They get a lot of just... Rangers are fast. Like, that's what I want them to be. They redeploy his squad at the end of the deployment. Let's see. The Ranger may redeploy his squad at the end of the deployment phase to any location on the map. So yeah, pretty much after everyone has done, you can say, no, I'm behind enemy lines already. I have already put myself there, and I'm going to now charge into their back and stab them to death. Or haha, I've already claimed a building or something that has kind of put me at a significant advantage by virtue of being at an advantage. Okay, now we get to do this part. Formalizing this. Yeah, this is going to be the weird part. So, let's see. When possible, yes, system made to appeal the widest possible amount of situation, specific ability, if it's character concept. Check synergies with classes, custom abilities meant to enhance. Okay. So, we will do... We'll actually call this... we'll call these personal techniques. A captain is a intelligent and adaptable individual. Able to accommodate to the situation. Let's see. A captain is an intelligent and adaptable individual, able to quickly address the situation and cover their own flaws. During their adventures, the captain will develop their own set of maneuvers and tactics to fit their preferred abilities. Whether these are perfect spells, whether these are refined spells, or a deadly concoction, the captain. It is unmistakably the captain's technique. How do I want to do this? Okay, when the captain reaches rank 2, 4, and 6 in each of their classes in one of their classes. In their class, they are allowed to make their own technique. They're allowed to make their own maneuver or tactic. Allowed to make their own maneuver or tactic. Okay. Okay, so tactics. Actually, maneuver. Actually, we want to do maneuver, tactic, or skirmish technique. These fit their preferred style. Whether these refined spells or deadly concoction is unmistakably the captain's technique. The captain's methods. 2, 4, 6 in any of their classes, so effectively you're going to get 6 of these. They're allowed to make their own maneuver, tactic, or skirmish technique. So you want to do a maneuver first. Maneuvers. Because mind you, certain of these ones also get things. These guys also get various maneuvers and such as, the Arbalist tier 3. Squad can make a focus attack at range, dealing 2d6 plus 2d6 damage to the target. Like, they get their own set of them, so I need to kind of accommodate that in there as well. I almost thought one didn't put Vor in the arm. No. Yeah, no, this is... None of that yet. Never ever. You will never catch me doing that. FAP I am not. So let's see. Maneuvers allow the captain to order their squad. Pull off amazing feats, depending on the difficulty. Depending on the difficulty, the captain has a certain amount of maneuver points to create their very own. And then we need to put a chart in. And let me remember what the difficulties are. This is by 3s, if I remember correctly, so yeah. So it would be 5, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20. If we go to Project Tactics, we need to go to the Untitled spreadsheet here because I don't name any of my spreadsheets. But this one actually has monsters. Oh yeah, I forgot it was. Yeah, some of these I got a few sheets. we don't talk about the sheets. So we want to do tactic difficulty. So we want to do difficulty. Actually, that would be maneuver difficulty. Maneuver difficulty and maneuver points. And you're going to get a tragically small amount if you're not doing your job correctly. So we want to do something like 15, 12. If we reduce it by 3 each time, it would be 9, 6, 3. Maybe reduce it by 2. Actually, if we do this, then it would be 18. Yeah, 18 there. I think that works. But I'm also going to have to put a note in here being like, or don't. This is a method to help you design your own. If you don't want to use the system, don't bother using it, because this is at its core a way for you to be helped to make your own abilities. So let's see. So to create their very own maneuver points. Maneuvers can be used to increase damage, perform various feats, or allow the captain to. Or do I just say fuck it and say make your own with some vague guidelines? Or do I just cancel this entire, or do I just take out this entire section and just casually ignore it and leave it into its kind of ambiguity that I put it in, and just make it a variety of side notes? Part of me is thinking side notes. Okay. Because the thing is, not all maneuvers don't really follow any logic. That's one of the issues, that the maneuvers do not follow any internal logic. It's not using this. I'm not designing them like this. I made them because they sounded cool. So, all right. Here's what we can do. We'll do side note personal abilities. With Captain rank 2, 4, 6 in their class, they may allow to take maneuver, tactic, or skirmish technique. Maneuvers. Skirmish technique, if they wish. Or take a technique. Or a skirmish technique if they wish to. Maneuvers are allowed. Let's see, actually. A personal maneuver. A personal maneuver can be taken from any character. From any trooper in the classes. Repertoire. The personal maneuver can be taken from any trooper in the class's repertoire, and allowing the captain to change an aspect, increase a value by 2, or what would be, because since there is no internal consistency, that's one of the things. Since there is no internal consistency, because then you could take things like or reducing the difficulty by 3. If a full custom Custom maneuver is desired. Work with okay, actually a personal maneuver can be taken by full custom move. Let's see. If a full custom maneuver is desired, the character is allowed. The player is. Fuck. I didn't think this one through very well, did I? Or do I just say fuck it and just not worry about this? That is entirely an option, just to say fuck it and not worry about it. Because, okay, maneuvers are the tough part. Tactics are pretty simple. So, like even things like, you know, a custom tactic. So, you know, a custom tactic augments an action that can already take place. Increasing the effectiveness or inflicting a new kind of issue on them. For example, a charge through tactic allows the character's squad to charge straight through an enemy squad. This through an enemy squad emerging on the other side. Just the idea of, like, you're taking an action, charge for example, and you're adding on to something with it. I'm going to do a charge, however my charge is we're going to go through the entire squad and end up on the other side. And that's what the tactic is. It's not slamming right up to it or anything like that. So that would be... Okay, so a custom maneuver. Custom maneuver can either be a spell or a squad ability. Because you get things like breakthrough, you know, emerge 1d6 behind the enemy formation, outnumbered but not outgunned, you know, must be outnumbered. Pretty much you trigger the ability and something occurs, something big happens. Custom maneuvers can either augment existing ones or allow the user to successfully perform a daring mission. Treat them as a quote maneuver from skirmish combat. For example, the captain wants... So actually, let's see. That's a good tactic, quid pro quo. The captain wants his troops to... wants his troops to shove the enemy back one space. Actually, unit, and follow them. The GM would rule this as a tactics 14 check. Would actually, I would actually go with strength 14 check. Because again, it's kind of that idea of like shove them back and follow through. You are pushing them back, not maybe forcefully, but to move the enemy back one unit. And follow. Maybe not literally, but it's kind of that you bullying them to go forward. The GM would rule this a strength 14 check to succeed. So, you want to make a maneuver, you tell me what you want to do, and we'll make it happen, kind of thing. Actually, what I should say is magic. Magic is far more open. Magic is far more open and available to the Magus and Bishop classes. The caveat, the caveat is recharge, which forces them to, the caveat is recharge, which forces them to wait a number of rounds to use it again. Finally, custom tap. Let's see, custom tactic or skirmish technique. There we go. Maybe not the most elegant solution, but it'll work. Which is going to bring me right here. We're going to paste this right there. Goodbye, Ramzone Company. You are going to probably be put somewhere else. Even though Ramza did nothing wrong, just like Marsh. See, if I can get a Game Boy emulator working, I might just play through Final Fantasy Tactics on stream just to piss people off and just agree with Marsh the entire time. I have been debating on actually doing some more actual video game stuff on this channel outside of me just writing stuff. And you may say, wait, isn't that kind of straying from purpose? Yes. Let's see, they have access to pre-stuffs in their tree. But I am also arbitrary. Let's see, yeah. Peon Trooper. Peons have 0/0 and everything. They are literally just bodies. They are bodies to die. Let's see, basic hand weapons. All cavalry attacks -2 against them. The squad cannot be engaged in... What? Martial great spears. That seems kind of silly. I don't need that. I think I know what I was going for there, but... Because the idea behind the pikemen was that they are pretty much going to be standing in a formation stabbing at you, so they're not really allowed to do that. But, so 9 air and boisterous, hypes them up, next combat action, another squad immediately disengages 1d4 units away. Great shields are scary. Champions. Anti-cavalry defend against cavalry. So pretty much for what I mean by a single thing kind of takes it from the back. So let's say for example we're a militia, and let's say we promote ourselves from militia to, let's just say we become a warden. A warden is going to have access to all of these minimum, it's going to be all of these minimum, as well as, if I remember correctly, they get Sergeant at Arms. The hell's a Sergeant at Arms? Yeah, They also have access to this, keep yourselves together, as well as this. So they're going to be able to actually do quite a bit of things, which should help pretty much what I want to occur in this game. The ultimate goal for Project Tactics, the ultimate final goal, is I want you to care about, Carl the infantryman, who sticks with you the entire time, and then slowly upgrades to Carl the Mighty, the Great Shield or whatever. I want you to feel connected to your guys because they are your guys and they mean something to you. Only for them to tragically die horribly by literally anything can kill people. Like, it's like, good God. Let's see, all damage to enemy captains increased by 2. Yeah, cataphracts are scary. Don't fight cataphracts. The squad's next. Expose the enemy for 2 rounds. So I'm going to keep these here. I'm going to be fixing it. It's actually, let me see. I think this works. I think what I'm going to do effectively is I'm going to have to redo all of these in a different format. And actually, not a different format necessarily. I'm just going to have to redo them to make them look slightly different. But none of them really is going to... None of these are going to really change all that much. I just need to go through. Let's see, Hussar. Yeah, Hussars never get more health, by the way. Hussars are a tier 4 unit with... Yeah, I had to look around for so many different varieties of, kind of what, like, armored soldiers and cavalry guys. For context, he's talking about I believe it's pronounced Jeanette, or Jeanette. And they're just light horsemen. That's all they are. I'm like, that's kind of a fun name, so you're now Jeanette. That kind of lends itself to kind of like the really bizarre, like, it's kind of a mishmash of different things. And then you have things like this, mobile close combat cavalry drawn from more lightly equipped cataphractoi. Like, these are pretty much like light cataphracts. They aren't really all that common. You don't really find them all that much in, like, the history books because cataphracts were just cooler. Like, cataphracts were just, like, infinitely cooler than these guys. Luckily, I didn't have to think too hard with these ones. They didn't actually get too much cool stuff. Because the idea behind the Warlord is that you can either go 2 directions. The Warlord can go 2 directions. You can either go the fighty killy route up here, which is our Berserkers, Bear Killers, Sacred Warriors, and all those. Like, these guys shred. These guys are really tanky. Like, the Gladiator tree is bonkers in how much damage you can do. Well, down here is a little bit more supporty. These guys are all about actually having cavalry, while these guys just have a lot of range units and a lot of just bonus stuff. Mercenaries are actually kind of stupid because they just get a bunch of things. Let's see. The squad is whipped into a mad fury. Gorilla. Let's see. The squad designates a member of opposing trooper in the other squad. They do not contribute their attributes to the round of combat. Must be in combat. Yeah, you can pretty much cancel out someone's very useful troops if you want to, especially if you're dealing with bigger troops. Like, oh no, we're fighting orcs who get like +4 to everything. Yeah, no, you don't get that. Go away. Please die. Skirmishers are pretty standard. Like, they're the ones who actually get martial ranged weapons, which are pretty good. Where was it? Sacred War Chants, Heroes. If you want to go for really defensive, you go Heroes. You want to be a dick, go Villains. These are also the only guys who get Horse Archers. Yeah, this is what makes mercenaries dumb, is that they get a shit ton of options, as well as fight like it's payday, which +2 damage for every additional mercenary in the squad. Which you can have a lot of mercenaries in your squad, and you can do like +10 damage, which is shredding people. You just shred people, in addition to all your regular damage, mind you. Naming Mr. Notepad, god damn it, yeah. Yeah, scholars. Yeah, pretty much you go down combat thaumaturge or the scholar route. Spell fencers, I like over here actually kind of works. Like spell fencers, red mage, mage knights. That's their thing. These get a little bit weirder. You burst caster, blast magician, explosion wizard. I think the top ones will work. Burst caster. They actually welcome to magic missile, bitch. Illusionary art. Yeah. Then we have the Arcanists. So let's see. Arcanist. Would be some good. Would be some good mage terms. Like mage terms. Like actually wizard synonyms. What's some good wizard synonyms? Sorcerer, warlocks. You know what? That could work. Actually, what we can do is we can call these an illusionary warlock. Actually, we can change these to warlocks in general. So it would be, instead of having illusionary, so the illusionary has to be kind of menacing sounding. Would be like an advanced warlock. Or a minor warlock. Let's ask the consortium. Yes. These are the questions I have to ask my beautiful followers. Yo, what's a lesser warlock? What's a minor warlock? What's a budget one? Because what we can do is we can call that a warlock, and then we can move. We can have the Arcanist be more the shielding side. So it would just be the Arcanist would be the shielding. Skimschlock, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So we need illusionary mage, illusionary sorcerer. I guess we can call it like... We can call these guys warlocks. And then call you a sorcerer. Because you're a magus. Like, you are a legit magus. Hexer, that's it. That's what I'll use. That's a good term. We'll use term, and then we can use the other one to be a hexer. There we go. Because we already have acolytes. Acolytes are the... Unfortunately, we already kind of have acolytes, so we can then call it... It wouldn't be a shielding. We can actually call this a... We kind of have the term mage. Let's see. So this would be sorcerer, and then you can go in the hexer or warlock down here. That would be your two terms. Channeler. Yeah, we can work with that. Channeling for shielder, for the shielding guys. So that would be, you have an Arcanist, and then you would be able to upgrade your Arcanist into a Channeler. Channeler for a tier 4. Because pretty much enveloping shrouds and any other squad 1 unit away has hidden condition. Meaning the enemy cannot engage them and for the caster number of casters rounds or until the squad attacks. Light step not affected by terrain squad rounds. So what would be a good term for a wandering? Would be someone good at like just moving around. So wouldn't be a shielding mage. Would be a wandering. What would you call a wanderer? Actually, yes, the wandering Jew. No, that's not it. We want a wandering. Actually, I know we can do Greek for wizard. Magos. No, Magos sounds too cool. Vragitor. There we go. When in doubt, go with your Romanian. Of Vragitor. Vragitor. There we go. Channeler, Warlocks, Hexers. Okay, there we are. There, new secret hint for all you kids out there. When you can't figure out a good name for something, what you do is you go to Google Translate, type the name in, and then hit a language probably no one knows about, or no one cares to look about, and no one will know. My personal favorite is anything from Eastern Europe, because no one knows that shit. So yeah, we have Mage Knight, Red Mage. Yeah, Regitor, Channeler, Warlocks, Hexers. Okay. Bishop troops. Okay, these ones are probably not going to get too... Like, these ones are actually pretty good. The only one that's kind of out of place is Sohei's. But I also like the term Sohei because... they're just warrior monks. Like, they're the first ones that kind of pop up and they kind of give you a good idea. So what would be like, what? Now I'm curious. What prompted Google to like believe this? Like if you type in Sohei, apparently people also search for Shohei. I'm like, okay, Shohei Ohtani, baseball pitcher. All right, Ronin, Japanese Bushi, professional league, Ninja, Fortnite gaming, and then a all right, fuck it, like Ninja Fortnite gaming. How little we knew. See, now the best part is about this video is I can now put Ninja Fortnite Gaming in there because technically I did talk about him. That is how you do those SEOs, baby. So, do we want to change Sohei's to be like a better name? I think Sohei would be good. No, I don't think Sohei's a good name. So what would be, so we want to do like battle monk. It would be technically what I would call it is a warrior pilgrim. That's what I would call it. A warrior pilgrim. But and here we go again. It's here again. Would be a good term for that, because the problem is that it's just Japanese enough, and it's really the only one that's like deliberately Japanese outside of Guru. But Guru kind of has its own terms to it, unless. Let's see, like warrior monks. Yeah, so it's righteous army, Shaolin, like. Yeah, it's first. Yeah, then we go to the Crusaders. Like, what would be? I am going to get put on a list. All right, kids, you ready? You ready to be put on a list with the rest of me? What would be? What's the correct term? Holy warrior, medieval. Well, no. Let's preface this by saying medieval. A Ghazi? Rating, later term was applied to early Islamic expedition. The Islamic prophet Muhammad, military leader, described the wars of conquest. Muslim people in the Caucasus. So Ghazis. Not Janissary. Janissaries are kind of their own thing. Okay. Not the Mujahideen. No. We're not calling them Mujahideen. Not a frontier fortress. We don't want to do raid because they're not really raiders. They're kind of more. Even though that's kind of a cool name, though, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of an interesting little thing I want to do here. Because I don't want to have it like explicitly. It's religious in nature, but also very like we are going on a. Like we are going on a mission to do something. Like, we are on a religious mission to stab someone to death. That's the entire job there. So, okay, new question. Quote, minor religion. Warrior term. Currently, it's Sohei. But that's a bit too eastern. But Battle Pilgrim is a bit on the nose. Unless we do something like I'm leaning toward Ghazis, but because it has like a religious connotation to it, and their entire goal in life is they don't really have that much. They have light armor, basic hand weapons, and light shields. Like, they are basic soldiers. So let's see what people are saying. Because I can see it in my head of what they are. And I think everyone else can see what the hell they are. But like giving them a name that isn't like Battle Pilgrim, Battle Monk, or just putting the word battle in front of them. That's not sounding right. Okay, let's see. Soldurian. It's a Soldurian. Silurian. It's Silurian. Is that it? Okay, no, Soldurio. Let's see. Okay, so mercenary lord putting God as a witness gave his life to the service of a lord, similar in concept to a Japanese samurai bushi. So they're Gaelic, so more Gaelic sounding. So we can do Sildurios, which is more. We can do Gazis. Do we have any other suggestions? No, we don't. Okay, cool. Alright, this is fine. Nito burrito. Let's do it. Fuck it. I think I'm going to go with Gazis. I think Gazis is the correct answer. Is it the perfect answer? No, but I think it is the roughly correct answer. Because if we go with Gazis, then we have the idea of like, yeah, they're not that, but Gazis escalate into flagellants or holy soldiers. Actually, wait. Holy soldier. Can I give that a different name? Now let's do Google Translate. Maybe do soldiers and asker. So if we put the term holy in front of it, it comes a Kustal Askara. Kustal Askara. And then we can do maybe like a. Then it would be what's Kurt? What would be Arabic for? Yeah, there isn't really a good word for it. Yeah, is that slightly offensive that we're pretty much, slowly and escalating, vaguely vaguely Arabic terms into putting them as a crusader? Yeah, it is slightly, but it's also based kind of. Actually, that reminds me. I know what we can do. Greek for. We want to do Greek for crusader. Stavlophoros. That is a completely cursed, Stavlophoros. Yeah, we can. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm looking for. And then that upgrades finally into a crusader. Actually, no, this would be the Stavlophoros. And the holy soldier would be I'm trying to find like a good, like maybe Italian, Santos con Bante, Serbian. Let's see. Do we need to do this Greek when it works? So we want to do what would be a good holy soldier term. If we want to do a good holy soldier term, let's say. Ah, it's a Christian glam metal band. Yeah, I think that works. Actually, we can do Castellaska. Gustalaska. Which upgrades into the, yes, the Turkish term upgrades into the Stavrophoros, which is just a foot crusader. Change out the God's Champion. The squad charges forward. They expose their enemies for the round and make a melee attack. Must be within charging distance. War Priests. And then we have some very basic ones. Let's see. Swashbucklers, Thug, Protagonist, Brute, Cavalier, Highwayman, Bandit, Brigand, Marauder. I think these work pretty well. I think the only one that's kind of out of place. No, these work pretty well. I guess Moss Trooper's kind of weird. Because Moss Trooper's strictly plundering property in border regions from English. And yeah, no, Moss Troopers work. I think that has a different connotation to it, but Destros are just fun. Get off them. Protagonists, right? Good time. Ranger troops. Yeah, these ones work pretty well. It's all units in range of 1+ and a line in front of them. Naturalist. Woodland Road. Actually, that reminds me. What I need to do is I need to go up here, and then I need to put in sealed. The squad is unable to be targeted by any attacks, but if they end their turn adjacent to an enemy squad, they are revealed. Quarreler's kind of got the same thing as Rogue. That's actually a good one. So actually, the squad make a range attack and melee, then make a melee attack. Yeah, actually, no, that's shot and sword. Yeah, no, that works. Siege Breaker, the next range attack squad ignores the enemy's toughness and damage reduction. Sniper. Alright, so we can probably do this Thursday, which we just go through the ending part of this, because we did pretty good today. We got a lot done, relatively speaking. And I think we should be good going forward. A lot of this is just bonus stuff. Like, a lot of it is bonus stuff. And I want to add some other little bits and pieces down here just to expand that out. But I think we're doing pretty good. We've got a majority of the meat done. And right now what I need to do is I need to go in there and I need to just fix the rest. It's just going to be me sitting there and doing flowcharts because God is dead and I have flowcharts to do. So thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Hope you all had a wonderful rest of your time. Tune in this Saturday for the